Okay, people. So on a recent Club Shay Shay podcast episode, and when I read the article and I heard Chad Ochocinco was asking Shannon Sharp, trying to set him up with this lady who's a Christian. Shannon Sharp said, "I'd rather have Be Nasty." All right, he needs an umbrella because he needs a center. He said if he wants straight and narrow, he'll just leave the Bible by the bedside as he entertains Miss B Nasty. Okay. First and foremost, I think, in the way how I saw this video, this may not be on it's maybe on Club Shay Shay or Shannon Sharp's YouTube channel, but I don't think this is coming from the show Club Shay Shay. I think this is coming from a recent episode of his collaboration with Chad called Nightcap that he also has on his YouTube channel. So go support Shannon Sharp on his YouTube channel. Has some excellent content. Now, I didn't get an opportunity to watch the whole entire presentation, but I did check out this clip and also checked out Miss B Nasty's TikTok video that you're seeing right now. For those out there who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Miss B Nasty is basically a corn star. She has an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure she has a fans lead. She's on social media, but she's more famous for that. Now, when I was checking out her interview on the 95 South Boys, DC Young Fly's podcast, I got more familiar with her bio and her backstory. So basically, she's a military. She's been in the military. She was in a relationship with this guy, and this guy was entertaining women. Flirtation. We're flirtating with strippers, or I think a corn star. She found out. And she decided, not only to break up with this guy, but she decided to start her own career in the corn industry. Okay. From what I gathered from her interview with the 95 South Boys, DC Young Fly and them, shout out to them. I think I mispronounced their podcast name, but if I did, I do apologize. You guys know I constantly butcher people's names on a consistent basis. Now, Miss B Nasty is also she has a Twitch channel. She's got Instagram, Twitter. She's a social media influencer, but she's mainly for the adult content she's more popular with. Every Tuesday she has Titty Tuesday. A lot of women retweet that and also send their content there. So she's a very popular woman. Very successful. Now, I know a lot of people are going to raise their eyebrow when I say very successful, but, if you got a God-given talent, and if you got people out there willing to pay to see that talent, then, enough said. All right. Now, I know people, raise their eyes and think that, in the corn industry, it's not talent. It's, I hear the same thing about gamers, that stream. People think that that's not a talent. I even hear people talk about content creators on YouTube like myself. They say that too is not a talent. But let me ask you something. If it's not a talent, then everybody should be able to do it, right? This should, be rinse and repeat. It should be an oversaturated market. Everybody will be doing it. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry, will be doing it, right? But they're not, okay? Some attempt, but some are very, very successful in what they're doing. And B Nasty is one of those. Miss B Nasty is one of those individuals. But as far as the clip go, I saw the clip. And B Nasty was reacting to the clip on her TikTok video, and she was very shocked. I think she was just placating around the camera. How much she's surprised and shocked. That Shannon Sharp would want to be in a relationship or have a date with Miss B Nasty. This does not surprise me none. from Shannon Sharpe. Now, I know there's stories out there that suggest that Shannon Sharpe likes the same, he's interested in the same sex, the same gender. You know, there's a lot of people out, there's a lot of allegedly, let's use the words allegedly, there's a lot of people out there that say that he's in a relationship with his hairstylist, and his hairstylist isn't, gender's male, but, doesn't want to be titled that way. We'll just tiptoe around the tulips that way. Even I heard Tasha K talk about this. Now, I don't know if none of this stuff is true, but I really think that Shannon Sharpe is a guy just like the rest of us, and he's looking for love. And sometimes guys like us look for love in all the wrong places. Now, Shannon Sharpe back in the day, Shannon Sharpe did date Nicole Murphy. So I think those rumors will be squashed, just on that standpoint. And he did do a sit down with Brittany Renner. I think, now I did a video on that. Even though I think his agent and maybe Brittany Renner's agent knew each other, and then they orchestrated a collaboration with, Brittany Reynolds going on Club Shay Shay podcast. I told y'all guys about that episode. I think that was a episode that took a step back. Shannon Sharpe has interviewed, had a great track record of interviewing the right personalities and asking the right questions. First and foremost, a lot of people sleep on Shannon Sharpe's interviewing skills, particularly when he does one-on-ones. That's his strength. He really didn't utilize that over there at Fox Sports 1 on Undisputed. I know he's trying to play a character, Unc, and bringing social media into Undisputed. And let's just face facts, face reality. Shannon Sharpe, when he was there on Undisputed, made that show super popular, has herds of fans, loyal fans that are loyal to the soil to Shannon Sharpe, so much so that they followed Shannon Sharpe to ESPN. Now, Undisputed, the show, has been struggling in the ratings. I think it's, there's reasonings behind that. I think one of the reasons is, there's a big change, and the next reason is you got all of these different type of personalities on the new Undisputed, and you try and attempt several ways to put them all together, and as well as, let's just face facts, Shannon Sharpe was the popular guy on Undisputed. I do think Undisputed, just give it a year, it'll turn their fortunes around. But nevertheless, I think this clip comes from his new show called Nightcap that he collaborates with Chad Ocho, and I guess they were at the end of the show or the middle of the show, and they was talking about, Chad Ocho is always trying to line up Shannon Sharpe with a woman. Now earlier when they did Nightcap, he talked to Shannon Sharpe about why he's not dating and things of that nature. I do think Shannon Sharpe does date, but I think Shannon Sharpe is just not jumping to bed with anybody. But a lot of people may say, well, Miss B Nasty is a nobody. Now, to a lot of women out there, that I feel like that's a little hate. Okay, if you look at Miss B Nasty, a very attractive woman that's very successful. And Shannon Sharpe said this on many interviews. He says when he gets serious with a woman, he rather date a woman that makes her own money, that is successful. And I think Miss B Nasty qualified with those boxes, not to mention the fact that she's very beautiful. Okay, let's just not get it twisted or confused. So when you got that triple threat, then she's more valuable to Shannon Sharpe than, let's just say, the average person out there, male or female. Okay, but when I saw this, and then when this clip made the rounds, I was not. A lot of people were to the effect of, they were shocked that Shannon Sharpe would entertain a date with Miss B Nasty. And I think there's several reasons why people gravitated to those narratives. One of the narratives is that, there's, rumors and, gossip, and people believe in gossip. And I know a lot of you guys, were following a lot of, false narratives about Shannon Sharpe, his dating preference and things of that nature. But even though we covered it, I said at the end of the day, judging Shannon Sharpe's track record, he likes the opposite sex. And I talked about the many previous times he's been involved. Okay. Now, that he was involved with another woman, and this woman was in a previous relationship. And he even talked about it on Undisputed that, he helped a woman with her process financially, going through a divorce and things of that nature. So I always knew Shannon Sharpe was interested in the opposite sex. I didn't believe in those gossip pages. And, people talk. And, people, you believe whatever you want to believe. But I believe that Shannon Sharpe is interested in the opposite sex. And, it's just been proven that he's been dating different women. But I feel like Shannon Sharpe is very picky. I don't think he's just going to date anybody. Even though Brittany Reynolds is very beautiful and attractive, and a lot of guys gravitate to her, I think at the end of the day, that don't fit Shannon Sharpe. And I think he was, trying to figure her out. And I think that's one of the reasons why he invited her to Club Shay Shay. Because Brittany Reynolds doesn't have anything interesting to talk about other than, posting thirst trap videos and pics on social media. But I think he was really trying to figure her out, and he found out that, she's a woman for hire. She's not interested in a long-term relationship or dating or anything like that. Plus, I don't think Brittany Reynolds' track record as far as getting it out the mud, I don't think she's very successful business-wise. And, he ended up, after he found out who she really was, he still went through the interview, but at the end of the day, he's not trying to date Brittany Reynolds. I know a lot of people published articles and videos when she was invited to Club Shay Shay, all right? But as far as Miss B Nasty goes, I do feel like there's a connection, a physical connection. I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharpe has been hitting her up in her DMs, not once but twice. But I think Miss B Nasty is really not trying to look for a long-term relationship. I think she's happy in the space that she's in right now, but she does fit those boxes that attract Shannon Sharpe. She gets it out the mud. She makes her own money. She says she's an 8-figure ninja. She's very successful. She's very popular. She's very beautiful. Despite what people are going to say in the comment section, I just think people should be realistic. She is a very beautiful, attractive woman. And, hey, to each his own. At the end of the day, we as men, we love what we see, not what we feel. Women, on the other hand, love what they feel. They utilize their emotions more. I think men are more visual. Let's just face facts and face reality. We are. A Miss B Nasty, in a tight skirt or a tight outfit will have more eyes eyeballing her versus a woman that's a Christian and pray and doesn't wear their clothes that tightly. But I feel like there's a lot of women out there who are Christians, who go to church and things of that nature. And I think there's a lot of women out there understand the nature of men, and men are visuals. They look at things visually. And I think a lot of smart women out there who are going to church or who are Christians or Baptists or whatever type of religion you are in knows the concept of what turns a man on. And a lot of those women do wear those it may not be outfits that are very revealing, but I do feel like they're very attractive and sexual. Okay. And that's the typical modern day woman. Now I know there's a lot of stories out there that's proving otherwise, but I do feel like men, I do feel like there's a lot of smart women out there that know that men, look at a woman a different way, and we're more visual than using emotion. But yeah, that's it on that particular topic. Real fast, real quick, we're going to run on a couple of sports takes and things of that nature. The Golden State Warriors got into a little scuffle with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't think this is a rivalry. I do feel like they do have history. And, this is typical Golden State Warriors, all right? I mean, they were tit for tat with the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Memphis Grizzlies thought that they had a rivalry, particularly with Bane and I forget the other guy who's no longer there. He's with the Houston Rockets. His name escapes me. I got it in the back of my mind. I just can't just pull it out. But and as well as Ja Morant, those guys, have history with the Golden State Warriors, but they was calling it a rivalry. And even, Draymond Green didn't consider their conflict a rivalry. I just think that they had history, playing each other, and the trajectory. When you look at the Golden State Warriors, it seemed like the Golden State Warriors were, in decline, and the Memphis Grizzlies were the next team up. Now, both ball clubs, Memphis and the Golden State Warriors, they find themselves on a different perspective. They're not killing the league, taking the league by storm. The Golden State Warriors have been shuffling the deck, trying to be very competitive this year. And the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant's been suspended. And Dylan Brooks, that's his name. Dylan Brooks is with the Houston Rockets. I think he was more of the glue, the heart, and the soul of the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say it's Ja Morant, but I really think, it's, Dylan Brooks add some leadership and add some type of toughness to that ball club. And they're desperately needing it, as well as Ja Morant's talent and his ability. But if you look at both of those ball clubs, they're on the outside looking in. And when you look at a team such as the Minnesota Timberwolves, it seems like they are rising to the occasion. This is their year. They finally got things together. It seems like that trade that they made last year with Utah is finally working. And they're very competitive. Anthony Edwards and Cat, and it just seems like Karl Anthony Towns. It seems like and those guys over there, it seems like they're gelling, and they look very competitive. They may make a serious run in the playoffs. And the Golden State Warriors see themselves as the past and looking at Minnesota as the future. And that's where it got very heated. Now, I know they were, both, there was players on both sides, on both ball clubs, was trash talking and things of that nature. Now, it did end into an altercation, a brawl. It didn't get out of control. I do feel like the NBA is going to have some healthy fines and suspensions for the players that were involved. Klay Thompson had his jersey ripped a little bit, but if you look at the Golden State Warriors, they're the past. Okay, Klay Thompson, a lot of injuries, and it just seems like he's out of his prime, or closely falling out of his window of prime. When you look at Draymond Green, he got his money, but the Golden State Warriors overspent to just keep that team together. Draymond Green, for the rest of that contract, is not going to be the same Draymond Green. I think he's falling out of his prime as well. The only person that they have that's a consistent scorer is Steph Curry. Now, they did have Poole, but they traded him to the Wizards. Now, they do got Chris Paul. Even if Draymond Green misses a ton of games, they still got Chris Paul as that gritty veteran leadership type of guy that could keep them even keeled through the remaining games that Draymond Green is suspended, or if Klay Thompson is suspended. But they're desperately seeking Susan, needing another scorer. Now, I know Poole is not lighting it up over there with the Wizards, but Jordan Poole fits that concept of the Golden State Warriors. You know, just jacking up shots, okay? And I felt like, personally, if they could have figured out a way, and if Poole could look into the future and see where his future is now, I think Jordan Poole and the Golden State Warriors, if they can go back go back before the altercation with Draymond Green, I think Jordan Poole should have signed a team-friendly deal with the Golden State Warriors. He may not, got all of his money, but that could free up some money for them to get an additional veteran player. Because they could have gotten an older additional player than giving up on Poole as well as draft picks to get Chris Paul. If they can do it all over again, they could still keep Poole. Got a 1-year rental player, and I think Poole and Steph would have been their scorers. Now, Poole is a streaky shooter, I get that, but I just don't feel Poole fits very well as the man with the Washington Wizards. I think Poole fits better with a veteran ball club such as the Golden State Warriors, where, he's going to be streaky sometimes, but you have other people on your ball club that on some of those occasions where he's ice cold, you got those players that can step up like a Klay Thompson or Steph Curry that can carry the boatload. Okay, so yeah, that's that's my I kind of combined two stories. The Golden State Warriors and their altercation with the Denver Nuggets, and the Washington Wizards. It just seems like the Washington Wizards got the raw end of the deal on that trade with Jordan Poole, and if they have to do it again, they probably wouldn't even entertain this trade. But you know what? It is what it is. Okay, at least they're going to get a high draft pick, for that. Okay, as well as Jordan Poole. Okay. In other news, the Clippers lost again. Surprise, surprise. I did a video yesterday. It was published. They lost to the Denver Nuggets. Now, I will say this. I watched that game from start to finish, and I didn't think it was a total blowout. I thought the Clippers could have done some things. If they can, hindsight being 50-50, they could have done some things to stay in the ball club. They was sort of competing. They didn't get blown out or anything like that, but you can clearly tell the dynamic of James Harden, Jordan Russell, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. This is not working. Okay, and I explained to you guys when they made this trade, it would not work with all four of them, because it's like four left shoes. None of them really are compatible to each other. Maybe Kawhi and Paul George, because of the years they've been playing together, and they have developed some type of chemistry, and they have a little thing with themselves like, okay, one night is your night, next night may be my night. Okay, they agreed on that concept, but they're pretty much the same player. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So that's two left shoes. And now when you got Russell Westbrook, who's a ball-dominant player, that's another left shoe. And now when you trade in James Harden, that's another left shoe. Okay, none of these players really complete each other. They're like, it's like if these players were on four different teams, I can, see the concept. Okay, but all four of them on one ball club, that's a struggle meal. All right. Now, Ty Lue likes to play small ball, where he likes players that are able to score. But I feel like with these players, Now, Kawhi Leonard can play off the ball. Paul George can occasionally play off the ball. Russell Westbrook, with his time with the Clippers last year and with the Los Angeles Lakers, understands that he's not going to get the ball all the time. So I think Russell Westbrook understands the scenario with if he wants to continue to play in the National Basketball Association. But James Harden has not got that memo. James Harden thinks he's that same guy. He's that same dude when he left the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay. And there's been reports out there, we can't confirm nor deny, that he's not happy. Kawhi Leonard's not happy. I did a video yesterday that was uploaded, and we talked about how Kawhi Leonard is not going to re-sign with the Clippers at the end of the season. I did do a video a month ago telling you guys that all four of these guys are on one-year contracts. And the future is not certain or etched in stone as far as with Clipper Nation. Now, I did run some scenarios where, the Clippers are the only team that can max out all of these players. So I have run scenarios that they may keep Kawhi. They may keep Paul George, but I don't think they're going to necessarily keep Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you if you're listening. Not Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook, okay? He's a rental player, so, he may come back to the Clippers, or he may not be in the Clippers fold, and he probably got to find another team. He's pretty much on a one-year deal, year after year after year. Now, with James Harden, I just don't see a future with James Harden after the end of this season. James Harden is going to go into free agency, and he's going to experience what Russell Westbrook is experiencing now. A lot of ball clubs are not going to give you that maxed out 2-year deal or that 4-year deal. It's going to be a veteran minimum from here on out. He's going to pout and cry about it over the summer, and he's going to sign late. And ultimately, he's going to miss his blessings and his opportunities, pairing off with another veteran contending team. Maybe the Golden State Warriors may entertain James Harden if he understands that he's not the man no more. He's going to have to change his mindset. The Los Angeles Lakers may entertain signing Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook has to be in the understanding that Carmelo Anthony understood, okay, late in his career, he understood. James Harden's going to have to understand that he's not going to demand high value. There's really not a market for James Harden. And you know what? It is what it is. He's just going to have to accept the cold reality that he's not that guy no more, okay? He's a gun for hire, all right? So if he's okay with it, if he's on board with it, I can see a promising I can see James Harden playing the next 3 or 4 years if he, stay consistent with his health and things of that nature. I can see him playing 3 or 4 more years. He definitely has the talent, but mentally he has to be aware that he's in different circumstances. I think Russell Westbrook understands that. I'm not certain if James Harden does, okay? And obviously, if you've been reading the reports, it seems like James Harden is not in an understanding about that, okay? So that's all the news and notes around the National Basketball Association. I could do some NFL talk. Real fast, real quick. My Dallas Cowboys, they beat the New York Giants, and Cowboy Nation is standing up and doing hula hoops and jumping and dancing in the street and things of that nature. All I gotta tell you guys is I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm more of a objective Dallas Cowboy fan. They got a lot to prove the rest of this week before I can say that they're a lock to win, to make a deep run in the playoffs, and who knows, make it to the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, this is his contract year. if he wants another contract, if he wants to stay with the Dallas Cowboys, and if he wants another contract similar to what he got from the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones, he's got to put up or shut up this year. All right. So I'm taking it one game at a time. It's the New York Giants, folks. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys were going to win that game. They're going to have to beat the 49ers that they're going to see in the playoffs. They're going to have to beat teams like that. They're going to have to beat the Kansas City Chiefs if they even make it to the playoffs. Or the Miami Dolphins. They got a lot to prove, but I don't even think the Dallas Cowboys can beat the Miami Dolphins. Okay? If they're fully healthy and the Dallas Cowboys are fully healthy, I don't think that's an easy pick 'em game, in my humble opinion. Right? The New England coach, think I'm gonna butcher his name. Anyway, there's a possibility that Brian. I think there's a possibility that this may be his last year as the coach of the New England Patriots, even though Robert Kraft has gave him a solid recommendation of continuing to coach the New England Patriots. But at what cost? I think that he's ready. He looks burnt out. He's ready to either retire. I think he's the type of person that will probably retire. I don't see him in broadcasting. There's going to be a lot of, networks like ESPN and Fox Sports 1 that will love to have him on a show or just build a show around him. I just don't. Brian Billick, okay? I just don't see him as an analyst or anything like that. I think he is burnt out, and it would not surprise me if he asked out of the New England Patriots, because the future does not look bright for the New England Patriots. All right. It looks like they're going to be cellar dwellers, and they're going to have to rebuild this thing yet again. I just don't think he's ready to reload and rebuild again. I do think that, like I said, I don't see him as an announcer. I do see him retiring maybe a year and get the coach blood pumping again, and maybe he joins another NFL team that has talent. They just need direction and leadership. Maybe that, and then that team is going to have to give him control. All right. So there's a lot of teams that are willing to do that. There are a few teams that are willing to do that. He may take a year off or 2 years off, but I don't see him coming back next year on another ball club. So the future is uncertain on what team he's going to go to. The future is uncertain about, are there going to be still the teams that are talented, are they still going to be able to keep that talent, okay, a year or 2 years down the road while he's retired? Now, it also would not surprise me if he goes into college, all right? And the one place I can see him is with over there at Texas. Now, Texas is entertaining. There's been rumors out there that Deion Sanders may pull out and go and move from Colorado to Texas. He's probably going to have to leave his son at Colorado. I don't think Deion Sanders is going to do that. I think Deion Sanders is going to coach the Colorado for one more year until he sees whether or not his sons are going to be able to go into the NFL draft next season, and then he may move. And he may move with whatever team draft his son. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. Texas and over there, Texas, they just fired their coach. And I can see them entertaining Brian Billick to go there. I think I'm butchering his name. If I butcher his name and I'm calling him under a different name, I do apologize. It's mad early. I do apologize. You guys know I butcher people's names. But anywho, everyone gets the concept who I'm talking about. Okay? So I can see him coaching in the college realm and maybe going to Texas. They have the deep pockets. They can pay him a lot of money, okay? And he will have control and influence on that college campus, and he can dictate and control the roster better on a collegiate level than a professional level, Okay, I do think he'll get the blue chippers in. I think he's going to get the recruits in. He's that type of coach that a lot of parents that are strict with their kids will favor him more than like a coach that's just going to allow their son to just, run roughshod on the campus. There are some parents out there that are very strict with their kids, particularly with their future, and I think those parents are going to be attracted to Billick if he's a collegiate coach. Now, that's just my humble estimation. I'm just brainstorming. I'm not saying that the stars are in line and this is actually going to happen. He may spend another year. He may spend 10 more years with the New England Patriots, okay? I'm just telling you, there's an opportunity that if he gets burnt out and he wants to exit stage left, the college realm is where he's going to make a lot of money. He's going to command a lot of control and influence. Those kids will run through a brick wall for him more so than professional athletes. I think his reign in football, it was a good run. He had a great reign, but now, these players, now they're grown men. They're not going to run through a wall for a coach. I just feel like the fire has been fizzled out of him, and sometimes change is a great thing for a player. Look at Tom Brady. He went to Tampa Bay, won a Super Bowl over there. He's happy. I think Brian Billick, I think change is needed for him. Maybe it'll ignite a spark in him. And, Texas A&M, they will give him the money. He definitely going to get the control and the power, okay? And since they joined the SEC, they need to make a real big splash. Why not? But this is all speculation. I don't really have anything to support this speculation, but it's just something I, just thought about. And, hey, I'm just going to throw it out there. So if it does happen, I can come back and say, hey, y'all remember that episode I uploaded, 5 or 6 months ago about the possibility of that? Well, it happened, okay? But, guys, that's it for today's podcast. I will return back live. Unfortunately, it's going to be next week, and we're going to change our time. We're going to do it Friday morning, okay? We're going to change from Monday morning to Friday morning. I'm going to try to see if that fits my schedule, as well as Too Early for This podcast. That's on my I'm Chris the Don 1 channel. I'm going to continue to do that on Saturday morning. So I'm going to be doing live streams back to back. Friday morning and Saturday morning, and we're just going to see how that works with my schedule and things of that nature. I think that's going to be very beneficial for me. That's more of a doable schedule. It's 2 days back to back. It's going to be very tiresome and things of that nature, but it is what it is. But guys, it's your boy, the host with the most that do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. Be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Share this YouTube channel with your friends, family, and followers. Follow the links in the description below. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I also have a Too Early for This podcast Instagram link that I'm going to put in the comment section. You guys can join that. I have, it's a very young Instagram channel. I don't know why I'm calling my Instagram channel young, but anyway, it's very new, and I got like maybe 14 followers. I really appreciate all the followers and all the support there. You guys can hit me on the DMs on my Instagram page, things that you want me to talk about on either of my channels, on I'm Chris the Don 1 or Just My Opinion podcast. Please hit me up in the DMs. title it recommendations for whatever podcast you're listening to. Go check out my videos. I just uploaded videos on all 3 of my channels. On I'm Chris the Don 1 TV, we talked about changes may be needed in Costco and Walmart. They may, change their direction on how they service their customers. If you go to I'm Chris the Don 1, I talked about money bag, yo money bag. I forgot. Man, it's so early. I talked about his ex and what she's accusing him for. And as well, I did a video on Too Early for This too many podcast names. Just My Opinion podcast. I uploaded a video yesterday as well. So you guys are going to check out this video today, later. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you when I can see you. New time for the live streams, particularly on this channel. We're going to start it. We're going to start doing them on Friday, not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday, as well as Saturday morning. We still got Too Early for This podcast on my other YouTube channel. Okay, subscribe and enjoy. I will see you guys later. Deuces.